3 players, 1 word. 3 stories, 1 beginning. In this video, me and my friends attempt to create a story. However, we are only allowed to add 1 word onto the divine scriptures before passing the baton to each other in a cycle of turns. That is, until each of us collectively agree to the end of the story. There's no plan, no future vision, but the faith we put in each other to ensure that the story is, well, comprehensible. This is Finish the Story. We're just gonna start off with Once Upon a Time.
Once upon a time, pastels.
Legs.
Began
Running.
Away.
from
The.
Store.
because
Within.
Pastels.
heart,
Brood.
A.
hatred,
Towards.
Camels.
period.
What is
Period.
this? We can keep going until we decide, we all simultaneously agree that it's over.
Since.
The.
Bite.
Of.
Say it.
87.
Yeah.
Comma,
Pastel.
Couldn't.
bear,
To.
Look.
at,
Any.
Camels.
do,
To.
The.
irrational,
Trauma.
That.
ensued,
Because.
Of.
their,
Humps.
Period. Oh my god.
Who's gonna-
nevertheless,
Freddy.
Was.
sure,
That.
The.
oven,
Could.
Defeat.
pastels,
Trauma.
So.
she,
Bravely.
Ventured.
off,
Towards.
The.
sun.
Sun?
Okay, then put like 3 exclamation marks for my one. I'm sure she's probably dead.
End.
There,
Happened.
To.
be,
3.
Bulbous.
tarantulas,
Undulating.
What does that mean? Hold on, pause. I need to know what this means. Are they
Wiggling
like
around?
pulsing? They have like a parasite or something.
Yeah.
From.
the,
Cordyceps.
Because.
they,
Lived.
Amongst.
the,
Pause. Can I say they lived amongst the us, or is that too stupid?
Yes, you can say that.
Wait, that's my word. Us.
Period.
their, EIR,
Vendetta.
With.
old,
Men.
Burned.
hotter,
Than.
The.
oven,
That.
Freddy.
Fazbear,
Had.
Prepared.
for,
Pastel.
Period.
What is going on the sun?
Once upon a time, Pastel's legs began running away from the store because within Pastel's heart brewed a hatred towards camels. Since the bite of 87, Pastel couldn't bear to look at any camels due to the irrational trauma that ensued because of their humps. Nevertheless, Freddy was sure that the oven could defeat Pastel's trauma, so she bravely ventured off towards the sun. And there happened to be 3 bulbous tarantulas undulating from the cordyceps because they lived amongst the us. Their vendetta with old men burned hotter than the oven that Freddy Fazbear had prepared for Pastel. So, how do you feel about this story? This is our first
it's
story.
honestly so good.
I'm loving this.
I'm really excited to hear the viewers' theories about what this all means and the symbolism within it.
I want to know what the oven means.
Yeah, what does the oven represent? Leave a comment down below with your theories.
So I'm gonna put this in Discord, and then we're gonna start off. What? Okay, are you ready for the second story? We're gonna be doing 3 stories.
Yeah!
Alright, once upon a time, ... ensue!
Guidos,
What?
So upset.
The
Of
the,
legendary
Kraken.
hook,
drove,
Squiddo,
To
investigate,
the
home.
of,
Sir,
Hook.
Arbuckle,
period,
There.
existed.
a
Magic.
I'm trying to think of a farming tool. Rake,
that
He.
protected,
with
His.
life.
and
Death.
oh no.
For my word, can you put the skull emoji?
Sure.
And that it like functions as a period, but it's a skull emoji.
Oh my god. Okay, wonderful. This is already great. Knowing
This.
Comma,
Squiddo
Ventured.
deep
into
The.
lair,
of
The.
kraken.
to
Fine.
His
courage
And.
incinerate,
the
Magical.
rake.
wait.
I
This
thought
is
Sir
the
Puck Arbuckle
Arbuckle.
was the.
That
Yeah.
was the
Yes, the
Kraken?
Kraken.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Plot
Now I
twist.
have that in my mind. Period.
She.
Only
Could
Expect.
two
find
A.
wriggling
worm
To.
comfort.
pour.
Ol.
Can I say Sir Puck Arbuckle, or can I? Or
Yeah,
is that
okay.
like?
I'll say this now. I forgot to say this earlier, and I'm really sorry. But if you're referring to names of objects or people, then that can count as an entire word.
His only friend is a worm.
My brain is on its last bit of fuel. I cannot. Okay, period. God.
Expounding.
Squiddo.
Would.
Eat.
His
Little.
Comfort.
worm.
Oh no! And
Season.
It
with.
Cayenne pepper. Can I make that one word?
I forgot how to spell cayenne.
It's like the Minecraft color.
The Minecraft color?
dusting.
The
Lad.
Winky emoji.
Squiddo.
Listen, man, I've got to intimidate this Kraken guy.
Sir Puck Arbuckle
New.
This
was
A.
monumental.
occasion
As.
He
brought
7.
tombstones.
for
The.
Comfort
wormy
Passing.
into
the.
Great.
beyond.
I was waiting for afterlife, but this is great. Period.
After.
Morning
Comma.
Squiddo.
turned
Ominously.
Towards.
Sir Puck Arbuckle. Puck
And
Drew.
her
shovel.
Period.
ferociously
Comma.
She.
plunged
The.
Shovel.
into
The.
Krakens.
eyeball,
Oh! And
Said.
comma,
open quote.
Now.
eat
Your
Cayenne.
peppered,
worm.
Dustings.
exclamation mark.
Close quote.
This
Rest in
almost
peace.
feels like some kind of AI generated story.
Once upon a time, Squiddo's fear of the legendary Kraken Puck drove Squiddo to investigate the home of Sir Puck Arbuckle. There existed a magic rake that he protected with his life and death. Blech. Knowing this, Squiddo ventured deep into the lair of the Kraken to find his courage and incinerate the magical rake. She only could expect to find a wriggling worm to comfort poor old Sir Puck Arbuckle. Expounding, Squiddo would eat his little comfort worm and season it with cayenne pepper, dusting the lad, winky face. Sir Puck Arbuckle knew this was a monumental occasion, as he brought 7 tombstone for the comfort wormy, passing into the great beyond. After morning, Squiddo turned ominously towards Sir Puck Arbuckle and drew her shovel. Ferociously, as she plunged the shovel into the Kraken's eyeball and said, "Now eat your cayenne-peppered worm dusting."
That'll tell him.
Never mess with Squiddo with her shovel.
Shovel of my pepper dusted worms.
When she's got the cayenne pepper, you know you're screwed.
You're so dead if I roll up with my pepper dusting.
Hide your worms. I don't think the Kraken ever got a chance to use the magical rake.
That's when people see me rolling up with my cayenne pepper.
Sir Puck Arbuckle's an anime boy.
The legends are true. All right. right. Are we ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Once upon a time. ...
Woo.
Begin.
Squiddo,
I gotta do a comma. Okay.
Pastel.
comma,
And
Freddy.
That's there.
stumbled.
Across.
The
Infamous.
7.
11,
To
Research.
the
disappearance.
Of.
the
Great.
Humped.
camel.
Who.
Vanished.
3,000.
Centuries.
Ago.
Period.
They.
Theorized.
That
The Great Kazoo. This is an entire name.
Banished.
the
Camel.
For.
crimes.
Beyond.
Human.
Understanding.
Period.
Suddenly.
Comma.
The Great Kazoo.
Apparated.
In.
The.
7-Eleven.
Amongst.
The.
Us.
Period.
Squiddo.
Trembled.
Gremble?
Trembled.
Oh,
Oh, I heard trembled.
sorry.
Leave it as grembled.
A.
Hardy.
Gremble.
We don't even know what grumble means, but we're just gonna roll with it.
Comma.
Reminiscing.
About.
The.
Kraken.
That.
She.
Plunged.
Into.
And.
Seasoned.
Full stop. Full stop in Britain just means period.
So period, or should I just put full stop?
You can write full stop in brackets if you want.
Pastel.
Tried.
Relentlessly.
To.
Comfort.
Squiddo.
In.
Her.
Fear.
Comma.
Giving.
Squiddo.
Pep.
Talks.
Period.
Kazoo.
Began.
I can't say grembling, can I?
Kazoo began grumbling.
In.
Anger.
Semicolon.
She.
Did.
Not.
Hair.
For.
Squiddos.
Silly.
Trauma.
Comma.
Neither.
Did.
Freddy.
Period.
However.
Comma.
Pastel.
Was.
A.
Monarch.
So.
She.
Could.
Empathize.
With.
Freddy.
Fazbear.
Despite.
Him.
Being.
FNAF.
At.
What? Squiddo.
Period.
Squiddo.
Bald.
Because.
Of.
Being.
The Great Kazoos.
Punching bag.
What the fudge? But.
The Great Kazoo.
Gave.
Squiddo.
3.
Hands.
Of.
Sierra Mist.
Period.
Thanks, that really makes up for it.
Squiddo.
Smiled.
Happily.
And.
Forgave.
All.
Traumatic.
Experiences.
As.
She.
Ascended.
To.
Find.
The Great Humped Camel.
At.
The.
7-Eleven.
Oven.
He's in the oven! For 3,000 centuries he's been cooking.
Period.
Within.
The.
Oven.
Comma.
Lied.
The Great Humped Camel.
Who.
Unleash.
All
His.
Evil.
troglodytes.
Onto.
The.
World.
Ellipses.
Here's
Alright.
the kicker though. Undulating.
Oh!
Tarantulas.
Responded.
To.
This.
Crisis.
And.
Unleashed.
17.
Champions.
To.
Thwart.
The.
Evil.
Camel.
Period.
Squiddo.
Screamed.
At.
Everyone.
Saying.
Quote.
Come.
Help.
Fight.
The.
Evil.
Yucky.
Fossils.
Exclamation mark. What are the
Another
evil
exclamation
yucky
mark.
Another exclamation mark. Another exclamation mark.
Close quote.
Pastel.
Convinced.
The Great Kazoo.
To.
Help.
The
Resistant.
By.
smiting
The.
Wretched.
troglodytes.
Together. But italicized.
With.
The
Power.
Of.
friendship.
Friendship.
Yay!
Exclamation mark.
And.
Finally,
Comma.
The.
resistance
Tremble.
Triumphantly.
as
They.
High-fived.
and
Sang.
Never gonna give you up. Italicized.
By the Beatles.
yeah, can that be my thing?
Or. Period.
The Great Humped Camel.
Fell.
To.
His.
Doom. Oh, death. Wait, sorry, death. Change that to death. It makes way more sense.
Okay.
Dramatically.
Into.
Freddy's
Soup.
And.
vowed
2
1
Lass.
breath,
of
Soup.
comma,
open quote
Mark.
my,
sentences
Comma.
I,
will
Return.
to,
boogie
Once.
the,
sun
Sets.
cayenne pepper.
period.
Close quotation.
For my last word, we'll just do like a sparkle emoji or something.
Holy shizzle, look at this!
What a novel we've written.
I think it'd be really funny if we all narrated it together.
Once upon a time, Guido Pastel and Freddy Fazbear stumbled across the infamous 7-Eleven to research the disappearance of the great humped camel who vanished 3,000 centuries ago. They theorized that the Great Kazoo banished the camel for crimes beyond human understanding. Suddenly, the Great Kazoo apparated in the 7-Eleven amongst the us. Guido grumbled a hearty grumble, reminiscing about the kraken that she plunged into and seasoned full stop.
Pastel tried relentlessly to comfort Squiddo in her fear, giving Squiddo pep talks. Kazoo began grumbling in anger. She did not care for Squiddo's silly trauma, neither did Freddy. However, Pastel was a monarch, so she could empathize with Freddy Fazbear, despite him being FNAF at Squiddo. Squiddo bawled because of being the Great Kazoo's punching bag, but the Great Kazoo gave Squiddo 3 cans of Sierra Mist. Squiddo smiled happily and forgave all traumatic experiences as she ascended to find the great humped camel at the 7-Eleven oven.
Within the oven lied the great humped camel, who unleashed all his evil troglodytes onto the world. Undulating tarantulas responded to the crisis and unleashed 17 champions to thwart the evil camel. Squiddo screamed at everyone, saying, "Come help fight the evil yucky fossils!" Pastel convinced the Great Kazoo to help the resistance by smiting the wretched troglodytes together with the power of friendship. And finally, the resistance grumbled triumphantly as they high-fived and sang "Never Gonna Give You Up" by the Beatles. The great humped camel fell to his death dramatically into Freddy's soup and vowed to one less breath of soup. Mark my sentences, I will return to Boogie once the sun sets, cayenne pepper. Sparkle emoji.
Yeah!
what a great story.
We did it!
That was
Beautiful
amazing! That was beautiful! It's a whole trilogy!
Don't forget to like and subscribe to Pastel Flurry for one free feeling of awesomeness.
And don't forget to subscribe to Kazoo Does Art and Squiddo Minecraft. Wait, Squiddo! For infinite happiness and wonderful content. Alright, okay. That was great. Thank you guys so much, though. Goodbye!